So I understand wanting to be a content creator, but for the love of God, have a plan. So this is a story of a Florida mom of three who moved from Florida to Houston in order to follow her dreams of becoming a social media influencer. In less than 3 weeks of moving, she ended up homeless with her three kids, and she had to call the police to come and bail her out because she had nowhere to stay.
So have you guys seen the story about Kiara Jones? She moved to Houston to become a social media influencer and ended up homeless. And I have the clip.
It's one of dozens spread throughout Harris County tonight, giving shelter to those who couldn't find a warm place to sleep.
Get somewhere safe and warm for the night until I'm able to figure out at least how to get home.
Kiara Jones came to Houston from Tallahassee at the start of the new year, chasing after a dream.
This is like one of the biggest populations of the social media influencers. That's kind of my goal, to become a big influencer.
She'd been staying in a motel this month with her
three little munchkins.
Aww.
I love them. That's so sweet.
But by Monday, she says she'd run out of money.
It just became too much for me after a while.
With temperatures dropping and no place to go, she says she called 911. Police brought her and her kids here.
Now, Kiara did start a GoFundMe because she has a goal of $2,000. Now, just below in the description, Kiara stated below that she was approved for a 2-bedroom home and she just needed the money to be raised so that she can move in. And of course, social media cannot believe that this story is real, but yeah, it is. Some people do tend to move in order to chase their dreams, and being a social media influencer is definitely one of them. But tell me what you guys think of this story. Do you think it was a smart idea to move to a different city with no resources to become a social media influencer?
Like, obviously, you know the saying, like, common sense isn't common. And this was just a classic reminder of how common sense isn't common these days. Because you could, like, I understand, okay, you moved. How much followers, like, how many followers did you have? Did you have 1 million followers when you moved? Did you have 500 followers when you moved? Did you have 1,000 followers when you moved? No. Oh, Houston has the biggest population of influencers. So I'm going to move to Houston with my three kids and we are going to just make it, with a dream. Like, baby, no, no. Okay. So now she has her three kids in this situation with her that they're now homeless. Now she has three homeless kids with her and her influencer dream. And now she wants people to help her to raise money to pay rent or to move back to Florida. You shouldn't have moved in the first place. There is Wi-Fi in Florida. There are thousands of influencers in Florida. Have you not been paying attention?
I've been seeing this shit all over TikTok where this lady just moved from Florida, took her and her two kids to Houston, and now they homeless. And the reason that she said she moved to Houston was because she wanted to be an influencer. I'm just so confused because I'm like, girl, the same shit that you was planning to do in Houston, you could have did that shit in Florida. And that ain't even the worst part. Most of the time when people like do shit like that, like, they take a big ass risk and stuff, they have something behind it. Like, I was expecting to go to this lady page and like her shit actually talking about something. This lady had 377 followers when she moved out there. And then on top of that, I'm looking at the videos. Like, I was really going into this thinking that maybe like this was gonna be somebody that was already on that road, like that might have been had a couple successful videos, but no, like I'm talking about every video shot on the Android. The sound is lacking real bad. Her mouth be moving, but the sound be coming like way afterwards. I'm very confused. Like, you put your children's life at risk and didn't even have a game plan to the shit that you was doing. Like, you did not even have no type of motion in the stuff that you was trying to do. And then the fact that, like, I went to the lady page and I seen that she followed me. Girl, you know I don't support ignorant shit. Come on now. And, like, in my head, I'm like, okay, let me try to be a little sympathetic. Let me try to see, like, maybe this is a mental breakdown or some shit like that. No, this lady is literally sitting up in a hotel room that other people paid for her doing a skincare routine. Like, girl really sat there and said, baby, I got a Samsung in a dream, baby. I'm finna make it happen. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, bitch. I'm embarrassed. I got secondhand embarrassment just by sitting there watching the videos. No, ma'am.
I ain't say this in a minute. Goofy alert. So stuff like this made me really believe that there are NPCs out there, that people are really NPCs, because there's no way you risk your kids' lives just to become an influencer. I'm gonna play the clip.
safe and warm for the night until I'm able to figure out at least how to get home.
Kiara Jones came to Houston from Tallahassee at the start of the new year, chasing after a dream.
This is like one of the biggest populations of the social media influencers. That's kind of my goal, to become a big influencer.
Yes, Shadi moved to Houston to become an influencer with no bread. So now they are in the cold until she is able to figure out how can she become a successful influencer because she heard that Houston is just the land of influencers. 90% of influencers are living fake lives, bro. Just taking a photo. Like I could literally go take a photo in front of a Lamborghini and say that is mine, and you guys will believe it's mine. Then you can be an influencer on your phone. You don't have to travel to a whole nother state with no bread in order to become one. That's not how that works. And you actually got people defending this, stating that basically we should never speak on people trying to chase their dreams. We never know. She may overcome this and actually become a great influencer.
So I think he touched on a great point. A lot of influencers are living fake lives. A lot of influencers are not living this glamorous life that they want you to believe, because a part of the job of influencing is creating like a curated presence on the internet. I'm not going to post my sad days. I'm not going to post my bad hair days. If I'm trying to appeal to audiences about just being a happy persona and having good, great skincare and having like perfect hair and reviewing all these hair brands, I'm going to only post my most amazing hair day and my most amazing skin day. And if I have a pimple, I'm not coming on the internet. A lot of influencers have this mindset. And so when you are seeing all these influencers on the internet and they're living this amazing life and you want to go try that, you can do that from home. Why did you have to move in order to chase a dream that can be done remotely? If it was something like there's this special opportunity or there's this special competition, you know, those reality shows, if that was the case, I would understand. Like, I would understand you wanted to be a part of a talk show or a reality show and you needed to go to Texas to make that happen. I would be like more kind to her about that decision. But you can be an influencer in any country. You can be an influencer in any state. So that decision was just like my mind is my brain cells are trying to figure this out. Like, I've also seen some comments where people are calling for the kids to be taken away. And I'm not going to go that far to say that her kids need to be taken away from her. I just think, I hope that she learns her lesson from the situation and she actually goes out and do what like normal hardworking parents do and go get a job. Go get a job, get some child support and figure yourself out and figure your kids out. Have a 9 to 5 and, you know, try influencing on the side. Try being a part-time influencer until you can work your way up to being a full-time influencer, like many people have done. And the people who move from one state to another state to chase like a dream of being an influencer, I don't think that she's the first person that did it, but those people most likely have a solid support system. They probably don't have kids. They probably don't have any responsibilities that they need to take care of. But you with 3 kids, you really needed to think about the situation differently, because now you have your child's life at risk and your life at risk just being out here with no money, no support system, and you're in a completely different state.
I feel like by now we've all seen that lady who moved her and her 3 kids to Houston to pursue her dream of being a social media influencer. She ended up running out of money and she had to call the police because it was freezing temperatures in Houston and she had nowhere to go with her kids. So a lot of people have made videos on it, but there's something that a lot of y'all have not said, and that's the fact that she is saying, I moved here at the beginning of the year to pursue my dreams, as if the beginning of the year was not 3 weeks ago. Like, it's literally like the 19th. Like, what's today's date? It is the 19th. So if you moved at the beginning of the year, January 1st, that was literally less than 3 weeks ago, and you're already out of money. Like, what were you doing? And then she says that, you know, she is trying to raise money to either go back or to get an apartment. So you just up and moved your children from Florida to Texas with no job lined up, no money. You didn't even have 1 month's worth of hotel money. You couldn't even afford a hotel for a month, a monthly hotel for a month. And you just up and move halfway across the country. I don't want to hear anybody trying to blame this on influencers and unrealistic expectations and all of that, because this is a grown ass woman with 3 kids. Be so for real. Like, there's nothing on social media that could influence you that much to pick up your 3 kids, you're a single mother, and move to another state with no money. There's nothing on social media that can influence me to do that. I don't care how lavish these content creators are living. That's just ignorance. That is just straight up ignorance and wanting other people to bail you out. And I believe that she took it to the news to get like empathy, but you're really just an unfit mother. You are an unfit mother who's irresponsible. And through all of this, you just exposed how stupid you are and how bad of a mother you are. And none of the media outlets that have shared your story have even dropped your social media handle. So even through all of this, you're not getting clout off of it because we don't even know who you are. We don't even know what your social media is to even follow you after this. Girl, I hope that she makes it back to Tallahassee safely. But I feel like CPS should definitely note this in her case file, in her chart or something. I now understand why this woman with the 3 kids who moved from Tallahassee to Houston, I now understand why she had the courage to do it. Because there are so many enablers out here. There are so many people in the, I made a video about it, obviously. And there's so many people in the comments saying that I'm mean, I'm harsh. There's people in her comments praising her, saying, good for you for following your dreams. Like, are you serious? This lady completely endangered her children. She doesn't have a car, okay? So she drove from Tallahassee to Houston in a U-Haul. I don't know any U-Haul that can accommodate an adult and 3 children, two of which that should be in car seats and one in a booster seat. I don't know any U-Haul that can accommodate that, but I could be wrong. So you've already endangered them just traveling there. But then there's a man with her. But she strategically didn't tell the news or TikTok that there was a man with her or GoFundMe that there was a man with her because people are more inclined to donate to a single mother than 2 able-bodied adults making dumb decisions. And I hope the man was already in Houston because that would mean 2 full-grown adults and 3 children in a U-Haul. I don't know. And a lot of y'all do not care about preventative action. Okay, anything could have happened. Let's not act like sometimes 911 is not useless. What if she called and all they could do is give her the address to the homeless shelter? What if they couldn't take her and then she had to sleep on the streets with 3 small children? Okay, when it's 30 degrees outside. They could have got snatched. They could have got very, very sick. They could have got hypothermia, God forbid. And then if something bad happened, y'all would have been calling her all types of stupid. But because somebody was able to step in and help, you're defending a poor decision. There is nothing wrong with moving states when you have children, but you have to do it correctly. She should have had a job lined up. She should have had an apartment secured, deposit money to, not just the application fee. And she should have had a vehicle. She couldn't even sleep in her car if she wanted to, if something happened. Because she did no planning. And then I went to her TikTok, which she really didn't start posting until she got to Houston. I don't see, this content is not, it's not good content that anybody would follow. It's just like her pretending like she's talking on live. In one of the videos, she says, I don't know how to go live on here. She doesn't even know that you have to have 1,000 followers to go live. She probably doesn't even know that you have to have 10,000 to monetize. So she did no research before she made it this huge, life-changing decision. No research at all. And I bet you the reason why she wants to go live is because she sees all these TikTok beggars who sit on live for 12 hours a day saying stupid stuff like, all I need is $150 more. All I need is $200 more to pay my phone bill, to pay for the hotel room. That's what she wants to do. She sees that it's easy money and she wants to get in on that. And people like y'all who are enabling her when she's endangering the welfare of her children, give her that power and courage to do so. There's nothing wrong with moving states when you do it correctly. When you have children, they are priority. They come before your dreams. I'm sorry, it is what it is. And no, I'm not donating to her because clearly she does not make sound decisions. She had a place to stay. She had a job in Tallahassee, and she left that to go move to another state where she had no money, no ties, and use up their resources for people who are actually from that state and need help. No, I'm not going to help her. She can figure it out. She can go to the homeless shelter. I'll donate to the homeless shelter. But no, I'm not putting money in this girl's pocket. And these are the type of rash decisions that she makes. I hope that it works out for the sake of the children, but I'm not going to sit here and be fake positive and tell her, good for following your dreams. No, this was just stupid.
I remember the woman that moved from Tallahassee to Houston to become a content creator. Allegedly, she is fucking scamming. So first of all, her GoFundMe went from trying to raise $2,000 to $20,000. She's upped the price. Second of all, there are people that actually know this woman in Tallahassee that said she moved for a man. So those of y'all that are saying y'all hear somebody saying dada in the background, she moved for a man, allegedly, and then she brought her baby daddy along. So that man kicked her out. It is giving scam, because how do you go from trying to raise $2,000 to $20,000? You up the price for what? People from Tallahassee are not trying to come out because they have families, and I understand that. But if this woman is scamming, it definitely needs to be brought to light today. You do not get to scam people out of their money, especially in this economy. People work hard for what they got, and they feel sorry for you because you have children. If this is a scam, it needs to be corrected immediately. Because like I said, $20,000? You went from 2,000 to 20,000. Why? I understand kids are a soft spot for a lot of people because they're innocent children. But if this is true, women like this do not deserve your hard-earned coin. I feel like if this is a scam, y'all definitely need to go report that GoFundMe, and y'all need to report her page ASAP, because I don't support scamming in no way, shape, or form. And like I said, I understand the people from Tallahassee, they got families, they're not trying to speak out, but this shit is absolutely ridiculous, because how do you go from asking for $2,000 to $20,000? No, I'm not buying it. Also, how she even got to Texas in the first place, she used her child's disability checks. Like I said, if this is true, that is very disgusting.
So, against my better judgment, I went to that lady's page, the mom who has 3 boys that moved from Florida to Houston and ended up homeless in a shelter. And y'all, why do her videos look like they were recorded with toothpaste? I'm talking about the video quality is negative 280p. The videos are buffering and glitching. There are videos where she's talking and it sounds like she's in Bikini Bottom, and it's just giving. She really did not think this all the way through. First of all, like, why did you have to leave? Why did she leave Florida to become an influencer? The same thing that she's doing in Texas, she could have done where she lived originally. And it's the fact that y'all are enabling her, because she started at over 300 followers on TikTok, I think, and now she has a couple thousand. For what? For what? I sure as hell ain't gonna tag her, because one thing I will not do is support foolishness, especially a mother who literally put her kids and herself in harm's way, right? Because now they're in a homeless shelter just so she could pursue a half-pint dream. And to be clear, I am not saying that you shouldn't pursue influencing as a valid career option, especially if that's what you really want to do. However, you should treat it like any other type of arts field, like dancing, singing, rapping. It takes a lot of work to become monetized, and even when you become monetized, that money is not consistent. For that reason alone, you should definitely treat it as a side hustle to start off with before your content creation picks up. And in the meantime, still go to school, still do your 9 to 5 stuff. And for the love of God, do not move across country to be an influencer unless you're being paid to do it and it financially makes sense to.
I was trying so hard to mind my business. I swear to God, I was trying so hard to mind my business. So I go to Kiara's page and I'm just like, okay, I need to know the type of person that we're dealing with here. And yeah, the cornbread isn't cooked all the way in the middle, because I watched the TikTok after the news broke, and she's like, oh my God, we're going to get this thing together. First of all, that video was like a good 10 minutes long of her just rambling, right? And she was doing a lot of giggling, but I was like, what was funny? And then she gonna say, okay, so my TikTok is this, which I'm like, well, we're watching you on TikTok right now, but okay. Then she was like, my Instagram is this. I tried to go look for the Instagram. I can't find it. I personally can't find it. Then she says, I need to go ahead and start a YouTube. So you uprooted you and your kids and possibly went with whatever man's in the background of your videos. You uprooted your baby's lives to go to Houston to be an influencer or whatever. And you're just now starting a YouTube. Oh my God. The cornbread's not cooked all the way in the middle. So she's talking about, God got her and all this stuff. And I'm just like, I mean, okay. But I feel like God is also going to be like, I mean, I gave you all these options and God gave you a home in Tallahassee. And she said that she ain't never slept on the street. She has never slept in concrete. She said she has a brother in Houston and she came out here to support him. I was yawning. She also came out to Houston to support the brother. So I'm like, does the brother have a job? Is that the brother who's in the background? No, because the kid said dada or something, papa. So I'm like, who is that nigga? And does he have a job? And then she's talking about to support her brother. I'm like, please tell me your brother is not trying to be a rapper. Please tell me your brother is not trying to rap. But yeah, she just started the YouTube. She put the YouTube, I think her YouTube is Love Jones, Jonze. That's the name of her YouTube. She said, she got to put out more content and stuff, which I'm like, all these things you're saying in this TikTok could have been on a YouTube video right the fuck now. So I'm like, this is the type of shit I'm talking about, because all of this shit should have been done. I don't know personally if the news was going to interview me and especially talk about my social media shit. Best believe my shit would have been uploaded so that the next thing I would do is stitch the clip of that news article saying that was me and I'm here. I'm trying to get like this shit popping. God, like what are these coaches teaching y'all? I don't know if she has any coaches, and honestly, someone is probably going to try to scam her out of some money that she already doesn't have. And at this point, I'm just like, is there someone the babies can go to back in Tallahassee? Like, I legit like want to know, because it's like you can play around and do all this shit, but like, the babies need to be in a stable environment. But yeah, so that's a lot of the stuff I learned on her page. And everyone in the comments are just as confused. And people are telling her, oh, seize the moment. But it's like, she didn't think this through.
Moral of the story, have sense. If you're gonna move across the country, where is your support system? Where is your 3 to 6 months emergency fund? Where is the YouTube channel? Where is the Instagram page? Where is the TikTok page? How many followers do you already have? Like the more I think about it, the more confused I get, because there's no way that this is a functioning adult making an adult decision about her life and the life of her 3 kids. There is just no way. Go ahead and share your thoughts about this situation in the comments. I will see you in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video.